You said Alzheimer's can be, I don't know if the word predicted,
Yeah,
identified almost 6 years in advance
that's it.
based on patterns or
Well, I'm glad you brought this up. Cognitive ability and dementia and Alzheimer's is not this other thing
right.
outside of finance. The vulnerability, the ability to make good decisions and have good judgment, it's a pretty tight Venn diagram. What you're referring to, there's a Johns Hopkins study from a couple of years ago that showed that dementia and Alzheimer's can first be diagnosed in the wallet, in transactional data,
Hmm.
up to 6 years before it can be diagnosed in the doctor's office.
How that's amazing. How is that?
At Carefull, we can see in the data forgetfulness, in the patterns, right? So when you're overseeing and protecting someone's financial world, you can see in the data, oh, I used to pay bills in this pattern and behave and transact in this pattern. And now I'm starting to pay when I remember my bills. Another little easy signal, duplicate payments. Your bank doesn't care if you buy something twice. You must really like that thing.
Sure.
But with certain data signals that combined, if you start buying the same thing over and over again, that is one of the top four signals of cognitive decline. Right? Families who experience dementia or Alzheimer's will say, I got the same gift twice. You always hear that story.
Right.
Or I go to mom's house and the bills weren't paid. You're always sitting there, that unpaid bill stack, we call it.
Right.
Carefull, while we're looking for things and protecting for things like scams and behaviors, brain health is a huge element of financial safety. Every advisor will tell you they know who's making mistakes.
Right.
But the idea here is the world isn't as simple as I'm fine and I have Alzheimer's. The big middle where people need just a little more protection so they can stay independent and live their lives is I want to make sure that we're catching these small things. I want to make sure that we spot the patterns so that I'm doing the right things in case I start to become vulnerable or make mistakes. It's that big middle. So we can catch those signals and we can reach out. Think of how much good you can do if you catch things early. This is not about taking the keys away from somebody.